the paper trail. Let's go, 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 go. Yeah, 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 yeah. For the love of money, niggas come around. For the love of money, some stay around. For the love of money, what a nigga will do. For the love of the money, money. Yeah. I gotta shake it 12 at night. To niggas go bark and they bite like a motherfucking dog. Gotta party like a motherfucking dog for that cat. I don't let them steady on their own right. I'm swerving with a purpose, with a purpose. A nigga been sipping on that purple. A nigga been cheaping on that.
Maybe you've seen this, and maybe you've even seen my video on this, but ain't none of you have seen this. That's musician Jack. Maybe you've seen this, and maybe you've even seen my video on this, but ain't none of you have seen this. That's musician Jack Johnson, who famously performs a song called Island Style. Jack Johnson, who bears an uncanny resemblance to one other individual, down to the disgusting lips and teeth and eyebrow placement and even hairline. You've seen this, and maybe you've even seen my video on this, but ain't none of you have seen this. That's musician Jack Johnson, who famously performs a song called Island Style. One other individual, down to the disgusting lips and teeth and eyebrow placement and even hairline, even though it's a different color, the same nose, everything, including everything, including two exact marks, exact same place, right in the exact corner of their eye. What an amazing coincidence that they can look so much alike and have the same stupid lips and marks, and even share the exact same symmetry in different photos, always matching up perfectly down to the gross, disgusting, you know what lips. Oh, and even though it's not the clearest picture, you see that one right there? Oh, well, looky there. And what was his name again? Jack Johnson? Well, it kind of reminds me of Andrew Jackson. And you know, the cool thing about these old portraits is they made them super accurate, like real accurate. And I flipped it around. This is the original way. The other way was so you could see them looking the same way and having the exact same blemish right there. So nice of them to make these old portraits oh so accurate and oh so symmetrical. It's kind of like they are. Oh, and do you ever see how I say they bring their wives with them? Because they're the wives of the fallen angels that they mated with and have the Nephilim. Andrew Jackson's wife, and you know who. She's just a little thinner, but everything's in the exact same alignment. Eyes, mouth, nose, lips. But wait, just wait. Because I couldn't help but notice how perfectly symmetrical down to the chin line and smile and it's just a little thinner, but everything's in the exact same alignment. Eyes, mouth, nose, lips. But wait, just wait. Because I couldn't help but notice how perfectly symmetrical down to the chin line and smile and eyes and everything that Jack Johnson's wife is, and you know whose lady is. Now, out of abundance of caution, I put the 10-minute video of this version right there. And credit where credit is due, my dear, sweet, open-minded, giant heart of a man friend, Josh Stone, right here on the YouTube, first turned me on to this one because he's connected like I am. Anyway, of course, all this for entertainment purposes. Doppelgangers, people, and clones. And yeah, sure, they didn't create clones, so you didn't know there were fallen angels here. Entertainment only. Oh, and if there are fallen angels here, that means our Heavenly Father is real and he loves you and he wants you to give him some acknowledgement instead of all these false idol fallen angels. Have a lovely day.
This company specializes in creating highly realistic face masks that are almost indiscernible from This company specializes in creating highly realistic face masks that are almost indiscernible from real life. As you can see, the Joe Biden face mask looks identical to him in real life and costs a whopping $1,000. The company behind these masks really wanted to show that these masks work, so they had one of their employees try on one of their masks and go grocery shopping. As you can see, the man looks a bit suspicious, but not that he's wearing a mask. After getting his groceries, he even goes to the cash register with the mask on and no one bats an eye. Are you buying one?
Ever seen someone's face and thought something feels off? Turns out it was just a mask, but not just any mask. This one's made Ever seen someone's face and thought something feels off? Turns out it was just a mask, but not just any mask. This one's made by Korea. Made from premium silicone and latex, the details are insane. Pores, wrinkles, even tiny veins look super real. The coolest part? It moves with your facial expressions and is comfy enough to wear while eating or drinking. The price? Starts at around $925 depending on the model. Perfect for cosplay or pulling off a sneaky prank. Want to try it?
No one will recognize you once you wear this realistic silicone face mask. It looks incredibly realistic, making it easy to see and breathe through. You can find a variety of masks in this collection, which can be used for any occasion. To purchase, click the link in the bio.
This is an ultra-realistic, identity-changing mask, and these look so human-like that the CIA uses them to go undercover. So today, I'm gonna see how real I can get myself to look, and you rate it in the comments. Now, the texture, look, and even feel of these masks are so realistic that a study shows 1 in 3 people can't distinguish these from a real face. And costing over $500 and 6 weeks to make, I'm curious how much more realistic the government versions are. Well, without further ado, please subscribe, and would I pass as a real person?
Imagine a silicone mask that looks like a real face and can even mimic your expressions with precision. These incredibly lifelike masks are made by an Italian company and are Imagine a silicone mask that looks like a real face and can even mimic your expressions with precision. These incredibly lifelike masks are made by an Italian company and are available in various skin tones and age groups, making them look completely natural. The cost of one of these masks reaches up to $1,000, yet it's nearly impossible to tell it's not a real face. And the exciting part? This is just the standard model. Imagine what a version made for undercover agents would be like.
Out there? Well, I had a documentary playing in the background on the TV as I was doing my research, and Andy Warhol across the screen. And I took a closer look. And then I said, if there is anyone ever that is a character, I'm looking at him. And at first I thought that has to be George McFly playing Andy Warhol. But then I remembered that George McFly actually did play Andy Warhol in the Doors movie. That's a funny symbol. But this character looked awfully feminine. So I started doing my research on good old Andy Warhol, and it wasn't long before I remembered he was very famous for a Marilyn Monroe painting. And then my next step was to check the numbers. Do they line up? Did she die around the same time that Andy Warhol became famous? And would you imagine that? She passed away in 1962, and Andy Warhol became famous in 1962. But you could never imagine that this face could become this face, could you? I mean, when you really look at them, there's a chance, right?
Oh, hell, check this out. Y'all did the leak photo show John Benet Ramsey. You'll like the video. Check this out.
There was a documented photo of Jeffrey Epstein. What that means is you see the color of his hair. That color of his hair matches the picture that was redacted that was hanging on his wall in his office. And in that picture, he's holding a girl. And that face is redacted.
Oh, hell.
But if you look, you'll see that that girl has on one of the jumpers that was of John Benet's choice. Now you're thinking, okay, that might be true. They're both wearing jumpers, but this is what stamps this right here. There was a picture that was snuck inside of his office that had a picture of that side of the wall at an angle. And you can see that the girl's face is now unredacted at this angle. And guess who that girl is? Jean Benet Ramsey.
Oh,
The beauty
Lord.
pageant she was attending had ties with the Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell system they were running. There's been anonymous tips that Ghislaine Maxwell would befriend all of the mothers of the children, the families of the children. And proof of that is there's a
Bang, bang. The mask in real life, huh? Never say never. I tell you right now. These people is running an audible. Out of running an audible. They bound to score a touchdown. We don't know who's who on this big stage play. But never say never when you're dealing with the malicious boxcar boy gang. I mean, I'm telling you, they're playing female and male parts. They don't give a damn. Remember, the up and down symbol is about both being female and male at the same time, which is their balance. So, hey, check it. Look at here. Remember, again, this guy was trying to do genetic research even on the perfect hermaphrodite. So, again, we don't know what he was breeding. All we know is he was looking for new specimens all the time. So I don't know if he was injecting the new specimens once he got them also, and also raising salt agents. And again, I'm pretty sure Miss Bundy herself is a fucking boxcar baby. And I'm pretty sure she's wearing a mask as well. She also is being pictured with your boy Trumpster back in the day as well too, but they're trying to say that it's a French lady. Nah, that's definitely Bundy. Yeah, buddy. I knew that Married with Children episode would bring back some good memories for me. That's definitely Bundy. Yeah, she's been seen with this crew also. So, mind you, this guy had incubator babies. We don't know where the fuck these babies at. All I'm saying is, how are they able to stay in charge? You gotta be raising salt agents from the interior. And then you gotta look at also, why is Trumpsters, all his baby mamas, yeah. Why is Trumpsters baby mamas all speaking a different language? They don't even they ain't how you kicking somebody out, sir? All I'm saying is kick yourself out, sir. Fuck, I don't give a flying goddamn karate kick off the Karate Kid. The first one. I don't give a damn. The mask in real life. Never say never.
The Epstein Epstein saga continues. So, you guys, there is new document DOJ explaining what the guard was doing that night of Epstein's suicide. So let's break it down. So it says update, new DOJ documents reveal prison guard Tova Noel search latest on Epstein in jail. In the day or night, I want to say it, but this is 40 minutes before he was discovered. Now, here's a very interesting thing. Search latest on Epstein in jail. Day that Epstein was unalived or suicide, however you want to say it. But this is 40 minutes before he was discovered. Now, here's a very interesting thing. There was a total of night of his death. Now, she made a very mysterious $5,000 cash deposit 10 days before the incident. That's weird. So here's the thing, though. Why would you type in latest on Epstein in jail while you're watching Epstein in jail? That makes no sense. Now, there was 2 guards that got criminally charged and got dismissed. It was her and another guard watching Epstein that night. So you mean to tell me that you're trying to find out what news is watching the man in jail? That doesn't make sense. And then you have these mysterious cash deposits. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. CEOs, they make kind of decent money, but all these mysterious cash deposits. Now, the bank flagged her cash deposit. The latest one was $5,000. And that was in question. Then they get hit with charges and whatnot. The question is, how does a man unalive himself in a maximum security prison with cloth? They said he hanged himself. Now, the cameras went out. That's one. The guards were following us. He was actually looking up motorcycles to purchase. And then she was looking up furniture. How far? The Epstein saga continues. So you documents from the DOJ explaining what the guard was doing that night of Epstein's guard Tova Noel search latest on Epstein in jail. Now that's twice around 5:45 a.m. on the day or night that Epstein was unalived or he was discovered. 12 deposits that she made from the time of December 2018 all the way up until the night of his death. Now, she made on the day or night that Epstein was unalived or suicide. But this is 40 minutes before he was discovered. Now, here's the very interesting thing. There was a total of 12 deposits that she made from the time of December 2018 all the way up until the night of his death. Now, she made a very mysterious $5,000 cash deposit 10 days before the incident. That's weird. So here's the thing, though. Why would you type in latest on Epstein in jail while you're watching Epstein in jail? That makes no sense. Now, there was 2 guards that got criminally charged and they got dismissed. It was her and another guard watching Epstein that night. So you mean to tell me that you're trying to find out what news is happening, what is going on while you're watching the man in jail? That doesn't make sense. And then you have these mysterious cash deposits. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. CEOs, they make kind of decent money, but all these mysterious cash deposits. Now, the bank flagged her cash deposit. The latest one was $5,000. And that was in question. Then they get hit with charges and whatnot. The question is, how does a man unalive himself in a maximum security prison cloth? They said he hanged himself. Now, the cameras went out. That's one. The guards were falling asleep. You know, the other guard was she was looking up furniture to purchase. So it sounds like they got some newfound money out of nowhere. So where did this cash come from? And this goes to show you how far and how deep his whole network is. Now, there's a few other things that's very interesting as well that I found with this whole thing. Now, back in 2009, Epstein's butler, he actually tried to sell his little black book. Now, he went to the FBI themselves. Now, the FBI was undercover and essentially was meeting with Epstein's butler. And the fact that he had this information about all these elites, all these pedophiles, all these underage victims, tell me that he had all this information after the first time he got convicted as a registered sex offender, child abuse offender, and they held it for 17 years. Who's on the inside? You have all this information on this guy who has an extensive network beings at all. So you have the guards, you have butlers. The 1985 movie, which is my...
What you mean who's on the inside? Money's on the inside. Nobody goes out but the money. If the money goes, you go. That's what's happening here. You set a price. Ain't no in the money game. Who you telling no if they throwing cash your way? Huh? Close your goddamn eyes. Yeah, and open your hands. Bitch, I ain't see nothing. What you mean? Yeah, and I'll take that little charge. Take me to jail. Shit, take me to jail. I'm going to get right out. And I got bail money. He promised me bail money, so I don't even give a fuck. Go ahead, lock me up. This nigga own you too. So I don't even give a damn. Yeah, I'm going to let him walk out of here because I ain't see shit. Man, shit, look, what? And we gave him my outfit. What? And we called the car for his ass. You damn skippy. Hell yeah. Yeah, I did. Shit, what you mean? What you mean? Evidently, you bitches did too. Or he wouldn't have been able to do that to us. Yeah. So we all even, bitches. Let me out this motherfucker. Okay. Yeah. Walk free, kept the Range Rover, kept all the money. Yeah. You flagged one payment. But you can't flag the payment. This nigga works for the Federal Reserve. Yeah, I'm talking about Yakub. He probably is running the Federal Reserve, really. You got your boy Jerome Powell out there being the front. Yeah, but boy, if you don't sit your, you don't even fit the role to be big bad Federal Reserve chairman. Look, no, nigga, you are a spot in a desk to these fools. They out here putting down what they want to put down. You ain't said nothing. Sit your punk ass down. Yeah. So what is going on here? As you can see, money is changing hands. He got ways of putting money in people's account. Yeah. This guy's never getting caught. He's never getting caught. Never getting caught. This just tells you right there, the motherfucker's still alive. And look, he don't even like black people from what he says. Now that brings me to say, who the fuck was he out there hunting? Yeah, this the only time you see so to speak, black people getting the story. Help his ass get out of jail, really? The same jail that he was in. This guy broke out. Underlied himself. Sam Bankman, fried face ass boy, was in there as well too. Crypto guy. Not to mention the richest crypto guy was just in jail too, who Trump just pardoned. Like, you got to watch this crypto and blockchain market, bro. They are definitely moving their money still through that wave. They're just trying to knock out the peons because they feel like they're no longer peons. But as you can see, the Yakubians are still here, motherfucker. Well, I know you out there putting little babies in surrogate moms and shit, so I know you got little goats walking around here. You crazy, sadistic son of a bitch.
Who's on the inside? You have all this information on this guy who has an extensive network, and there's nobody spilling the tea on this. There's nobody spilling the beans at all. So you have the guards, you have butlers who have, this sounds like Clue. Okay. Like, you guys watched the 1985 movie, which is one of my favorite movies, Clue. If you look into Wadsworth, he was behind it all. Spoiler alert. If you look into how this whole thing unfolded, where all these colorful characters come into the mansion and they all have essentially blackmail. So I feel like this is like a precursor. And this is like how, the government works, entertainment works. In the movie Clue, you guys, the guy Wadsworth essentially invites all these people to this mansion. Okay. And the way it works is that he's giving them all these letters, and essentially it was a big blackmail ring. And you have people who work for the World Health Organization. You had colonels, you had all these different people who were making their living from the government or had ties to the government. So Wadsworth, he brings all these people up, starts to blackmail. He was like the original Epstein. Like, it was one big blackmail ring. And this gives clue to the 10th power, because you have the FBI involved. You have, butlers and all these people who have all this information. People are getting paid off left and right. And we only have a few arrests and nobody else convicted. And seems to be a lot of victims dead as well. Virginia Shoephrase, she's not here anymore. She gets hit by a bus only to survive and then unalives herself.
Sir, bang bang. Have you been watching what we've been watching? Don't you know nobody has gotten arrested? Nobody. That is not baby Yakub Forehead that was in the cell. Anywho, it don't even matter. The motherfucker who was in there is not in there no more. They done switched him out. We know that ain't Ghislaine over there in the woman's prison as a man. Definitely got switched out. So let me do the count. 1, 2, 0. Motherfucker. 0. Nobody has been arrested. and right now, your girl Bundy is saying, "Man, it's a hoax. I tell you, it's a hoax. I tell you, take me to court. I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna show you how it's a hoax." Okay, this is what's going on. This is the people we've put in power over our lives. Yeah. Karate kick. Kong Wan Fui type karate kick. Yeah. Right now, that's what I'm thinking. That's all I'm thinking. Like now I'm on some Bruce Leroy. Bitch, I'm glowing orange right now on these mofos. Fuck that.
And we only have a few arrests and nobody else is convicted. And seems to be a lot of victims dead as well. Virginia Shoephrase, she's not here anymore. She gets hit by a bus only to survive and then unalives herself? How does this make sense? Does anybody see what's going on right now? So, going back to this, I find this very interesting. So, this guy, the butler, he discloses that he has Epstein's black book. He's talking about Ghislaine Maxwell. He's talking about the entire network 17 years ago, right? So, this is Alfredo Rodriguez, and he's in a sting operation to where the FBI is investigating this whole thing. And this is after Epstein got hit with that first case. And they posed as lawyers to go talk to this guy because, obviously he had a ton of information. So, I mean, the fact that they held this for that long, and just think about this. Who was in office? Whose administration was there at the time? Oh, Obama. So he's on the files. So you have Kathy Rumler, which is one of his staff members who had direct connection to Epstein. She's on the files. She worked for Obama. She's talking about chefs that can wait. Whose chef died at Martha's Vineyard? Obama's house. So pretty interesting about this whole thing.
Yeah. And yeah. Diddy Bopper, dance your ass to the Last Supper. Also, the mask is real in real life. Yeah. Never say never. Never say never. Check it. Now, Diddy, now you know you was with the Vote to Die crew, right? You bitches better vote or you're gonna die. Huh? Yeah. You was running with that crew on that side of town too. Yeah. We ain't forgot about your peanut head ass boy. Yeah, you still tied in with the marvelicious boxcar boy gang too. Uh-huh. Yeah. The scratch off list is real, bitches. Yeah, you think you're gonna get away with it, huh? Yeah. I, I stand with we the people. Yeah. We ain't standing for it no more. What? You want to slap on the wrist? Yeah. Let your homeboy slap you on the wrist, bruh. This is what's going on. Little by little, we little people about to become the big people again. Yeah. We about to wreck some shit, check some shit. They overdue anyway. Bang.
Was there at the time. Oh, Obama. So he's on the files. So you have Kathy Rumler, which is one of his staff members who had direct connection to Epstein. She's on the files. She worked for Obama. She's talking about chefs that can wait. Whose chef died at Martha's Vineyard? Obama's house. So pretty interesting about this whole thing. Now, going deeper, I found some other things as well. A Russian billionaire and mogul and politician who actually ran against Putin, Umar Zabralyov, was found dead in a luxury apartment in Moscow. Now, who was he? Now, he was in Epstein files to where his name comes up alongside with Ghislaine Maxwell. He had an exchange with her. He knew her very well. He even calls her his soulmate, right? Now, it's very interesting timing that he was just
Boo-hoo. My baby don't want me. I forgot that I was paying her for that poo nanny, you dumbass boy. Yeah. They gonna cut you off the list. You done fell in love with the pay for. Yeah. You must have not been one of them. Yeah. She must have had told your dumb ass to stop calling her with this. That's that Russian from this Russian number. Yeah. What? She said, "What are my office hours, bitch?" Uh, you ain't answer, huh? Yeah. Now you don't want to answer that Russian phone call, huh? Let's see what happened to your hands real quick here. Then. Playing on the phone with Ghislaine, falling in love with that poo nanny. Gonna get you in the goddamn dirt.
In a luxury apartment in Moscow. Now, who was he? Now, he was in the Epstein files to where his name comes up alongside with Ghislaine Maxwell. He had an exchange with her. He knew her very well. He even calls her his soulmate, right? Now, about Ghislaine Maxwell is his soulmate. And get this, he also knew Diddy. Surprise! So he actually mentioned that he was good friends with Diddy himself. He met him in Cannes. There's pictures. If you pull up Getty Images, you can see him alongside with him and his daughter and Diddy and all these other people. So
There you go, Diddy Bobby to the show. I knew your punk ass was gonna show up to the goddamn show. And stop smiling like that. The mask in real life. Never say never. Bitch, vote or die. As I did about on top of your goddamn head. Bang, bang.
out, get this. He also knew Diddy. Surprise! So he actually mentioned that he was good friends with Diddy himself. He met him in Cannes. There's pictures. If you pull up Getty Images, you can see him alongside with him and his daughter and Diddy and all these other people. So, and I always said Diddy's list is Epstein's list because you have two billionaires from New York and they don't know each other and there's no overlap. I don't think so. So the question is, what did he know? Because it seems to be a lot of people either A, you're an accomplice or you're a victim. Now, if you have information, it seems to be that if you're not implicated yourself and you have information, you're out of here. Going back to the movie Clue, in the movie Clue, that's what Wadsworth said. He said either A, you're an accomplice, a victim, or you're the person themselves. So either way, if you're a part of it, you're either getting offed or going to jail. That's exactly what we're looking at, you guys. So people, it seems like the people who are getting offed right now, they had vital information on Epstein and the whole list and whatnot. Now, again, going back to the victims, there was two other victims who died the same way in West Palm Beach in a tub.
And really, you got to think about it. It would be who of you, if you're really intelligent and really the sergeant, to put yourself face front of whatever is going on. So if something's happening to said victims or people that want to be snitches and shit and get stitches and shit. Now these are my malicious boxcar boy gang members, and really, I ain't got no fuck to give. To be honest with you, for this power, to keep this power. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'll tell you what the hoax is. Them firecrackers over there. They definitely want to build it up and put some resorts out there, modernize it up. But first, you need to destruct. to rebuild up. And this is just how they do that. The Faces WWE match. My Jesus versus your Jesus. Or my God versus your God, not liaison. Yeah, my God versus your God is a overall topic. They want to make sure that you get so much fear built up in you that you go back to the church ways. A lot of you guys have fallen out of that church ways. Yeah. Well, tonight, yeah, yeah. So that's what's going on. They're trying to pull you back in, put you under that. I must go ahead and repent. And then on the other side, they're trying to make sure that you know that Allah will prevail. So yeah. They trying to make sure that so many people stop straddling the fence. Stop trying to find out what a God is or what does that mean. Stop trying to look into every goddamn thing. Yeah. Either follow this one or that one. What the fuck you looking for? Yeah. That's where this meets at. They don't want it to meet. They want to make sure that you have separation. And it starts in the religious sector first. And then they're going to be able to build down from that. Because as long as you go into the religious top center for all your needs, then you're good. And they also want to make sure that the dollar stays running, but they want to put it in again to the crypto more so. Do more digital things with it. Be able to have that digital ID attached to the dollar you spend. That is the overall goal. So they're trying to mix separation and segregation with having digital backgrounds for everybody. So this WWE match is to actually separate people to go into their own ethnic groups again, like trying to make sure that's what the the 2 year stay at home, your in home house arrest was about also. Making sure that people stay separate for a moment. Let ethnic groups deal with ethnic groups. Not unless you're an essential worker, so to speak. It was a big ordeal behind the eugenics that they're trying to create. They can't just create a whole incubator baby race and put them out here all at once. No, that it has to be time into splitting us back up from being all together. Right now, we're cohesive in America, and with where we stand, we have to keep that. And the people that are up on keeping America cohesive, because to be honest with you, we as Aboriginals would like for everybody to acknowledge us as being the heir to this land, and from there we move on. You know what I'm saying? So, but now all of this is taking place, which is good for the Aboriginal and the Black Indians right now to also step up to the plate, and that's what they're doing. So, yeah, we've been yelling for some time now out of these corners here. So, the big stage is for everybody right now, but the overall winner is only the Americans. No matter what's going on over there, they're gonna cause inflation over here. Houses go higher and things of that nature. Your gas station stop is going to be forever, because that $20 is going to have you right back at the pump again in like 3 days instead of that $40 that you was putting in there. That's only if they say we win the war, but they already know who's going to win the war. This is theater. So if it's theater, there are going to be some casualties. But again, these people are like, what do you call it? Chilling, chilling, snatching. What you mean? They out here chilling, snatching, and getting away with it. They don't give a fuck about no casualties. Shit, the mask in real life is dangerous. Never say never, never.
You're either getting offed or going to jail. That's exactly what we're looking at, you guys. So people, it seems like the people who are getting offed right now, they had vital information on Epstein and the whole list and whatnot. Now, again, going back to the victims, there was 2 other victims who died the same way in West Palm Beach in a tub, and they said they overdosed, and they both died the same way. Virginia Giuffre, she's one of the biggest Epstein victims, and she's no longer here. So you do all this work, all this exposing, just to unalive yourself? So we have to ask the question like,
And not to mention that Palm Beach, the Aboriginals that were there, they got kicked off of Palm Beach so they could build those islands. The Aboriginals that were there in recent time, I'm talking about like the 1900s. They had those Aboriginals build those big ass houses out there. The foundation of those big houses came from those originals that were there. The Aboriginals that were there. The dark skinned community that was there that knew how to build that type of shit. Yeah, they got kicked out. They set fire to their house. Told them to get the fuck out. That's how Palm Beach got started. Recent shit. This is not old. We're talking from Federal Reserve on when they had the power of the money behind them. When everybody had to use this money. Yeah. We coming to take your land. What you gonna do about it, bitch? Yeah. And we got the army with us. Man, these are marvelous boxcar boy gang members. They don't give a fuck about us.
and they both died the same way. Virginia Giuffre, she's one of the biggest Epstein victims, and she's no longer here. So you do all this work, all this exposing, just to unalive yourself? So we have to ask the question like, why are these people unaliving themselves? How is it that Isaac Cappy is not here anymore? He was one of the first people to blow the lid on Pizzagate. And if you look into his story, he was talking about Tom Hanks. He was talking about Epstein. He was talking about a multitude of people. And he goes to Route 66 and then jumps off a bridge. Now, if you look at that footage, he already looks dead. He's sitting there, white as a ghost, and he looks like he was already offed. It looks like rigor mortis already set in. And this is on a dash cam, you guys. You can look this up yourself. So, again, I pose the question, how far and how wide does Epstein's network go? Another question. If you guys just recently saw not only the Epstein files, but there's the Congress files now. Now, if you guys have heard about this or looked into this, let me break it down. So there was a vote to where they had to release sexual misconduct for Congress members. And guess who's voting on that to be released? Congress. Does that make sense? They actually blocked it. Okay. So there is a list that came out of the people who actually blocked it in Congress. It makes you wonder, are they a part of the Epstein files too? Mind you, 78 females, Democrats in Congress actually blocked the sexual misconduct reports. Now, this includes AOC, this includes Jasmine Crockett, and these people who are advocates for, SA and all this other stuff. Why are you guys blocking these files? Oh, because now it's your friends, it's your buddies. These people are next to you, so you don't want to get implicated yourselves. So you never watch, you never actually want to watch, like, look at what they say. Just watch what they do, right? So 357 politicians blocked this entire vote. Now, the vote went from 357 to 65, between yays and nays. 182 Democrats and 175 Republicans decided to block this. So what does that tell you? It's all of them. Because if on both sides where they can't agree, it's all a dog and pony show, we can all agree to block the Congress files. I mean, we have the Epstein files.
Yeah. We know it's all of them. We know it's all of them. None of them get a get out of jail free card. None of them. Look, once they get up to that top spot, I don't know if they one of them incubator babies or not. One of them Yakubian babies. We don't know. We don't know who these people really are. Like I said, the Trumpster wives still speak their language pretty much in English. Bitch, are you speaking Spanish? What are you saying? Yeah. What a little weird herb. Yeah. The Last Supper is crazy. The table is crazy. Everybody Judas in this bitch. Hey, the Last Supper has been crazy. The mask in real life. Never say never. And on that note, you know what? We'll never finish this Yakubian drop. It'll never be finished. We got so much to talk about on it. But until then, I guess Trump just always wants to remind us how he go in there and take people over. You know what I'm saying? Trumpster is a motherfucker, I ain't gonna lie. Top mobster right there. Top shotter right now. Yeah, real mob boss. Stop playing modern day, real mob boss shit. These boxcar mobalicious boys ain't playing. They ain't got nothing to lose and everything to gain. That what Trump be doing behind closed door. He like that rap shit. He love it.
I see like 3, 4 niggas running through the crib, all black, mask on, running through the crib and shit. One nigga run to the front door.
What he do, Trump? He ran to the front door, Trump. You brought him back out? You stupid. It got funny as fuck.
Three, 4 niggas running through the crib, all black, mask on, running through the crib and shit. One nigga run to the front door. I hop out, I start shooting. Bow, 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 bow. Shot the nigga. Bow, shot his ass. Bow, 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 bow. All the niggas run out the door, they run out the door. This nigga on the floor. I see like 3, 4 niggas running through the crib, all black, mask on, running through the crib and shit. One nigga run to the front door. Bow, 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 bow. Shot the nigga. Shot his ass. This nigga on the floor. Hold up. Bow, 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 bow. Shot the nigga. Bow, bow, bow. Shot his ass. This nigga on the floor. Hold up. 3, 4 niggas running through the crib. Bow. Shot the nigga. Bow. Shot his ass. Bow. They run out the door. Shot his ass. This nigga on the floor. Hold up. Bow, 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 bow. Shot the nigga. Bow, 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 bow. Shot his ass. Bow, 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 bow. Shot the nigga. Bow, bow, bow. Shot his ass. This nigga on the floor. Hold up. 3, 4 niggas running through the crib. Bow. Shot the nigga. Bow. Shot his ass. Bow. Shot the nigga. Bow. Shot his ass.
I'm Marquise, baby.